Breaking news, the Dallas Wings have selected UConn superstar guard Paige Bueckers with the #1 overall pick. Bueckers becomes the 6th player ever to win a national championship and be drafted #1 overall in the same year. She finished her career at UConn averaging 19.8 points a game, most in the program's history. And with Dallas selecting Paige #1, she becomes the 6th #1 overall pick for the Huskies, the most by any school. Tennessee, 3 behind at the #2 spot. Stanford, South Carolina, Notre Dame all tied with 2. And for more on Paige Bueckers, we bring in somebody who knows a little thing or two about the UConn Standard, former UConn Huskies guard and national champ Renee Montgomery. Renee, thank you so much for the time. And as somebody who has played with the likes of Maya Moore, Tina Charles, and so many other great UConn players, how would you put into perspective the legacy of Paige Bueckers in college?
I mean, yeah, just to put it into perspective, it's hard to make a mark at UConn because there's so many players that have done so many great things. So for you to be listing things that Paige is the first or only to have done in a sense of how many points per game she's averaging like that tells you what kind of player she is, because you're not going to just get noticed at UConn by being average or being regular. Paige was extraordinary, and that's hard to say at a school like UConn, but she managed to do it even with the 50, 40, 90 journey that she was on. Everything about her career and her journey, it was legendary. And even her faith and how rooted she is in who she is to come back from injury like she did. I think that you will put her in one of those, if the people love to talk about Mount Rushmores, you might have to give Paige a consideration.
100%. And even without the title, right? She was an all-time great in college, but the title really added the icing on the top. Now, one of the things that makes her so dynamic is I like to call her Miss Efficient, right? She is somebody that has a very high IQ of the game. So when you look at the WNBA and how the lay of the land is there right now, how do you think her game translates to the league?
Yeah, I mean, she's pro ready, of course. I think that's going to be understood. I think being on a team that has a lot of weapons is going to help her, because there's going to be a lot of attention that you have to play to Arike Ogunbowale, because if not, what are you doing? She will give you 30. And then you have complementary pieces like a Dejanay Carrington. You have Nalissa Smith that's there now. So they have the nucleus of a team that's already good and solid. And so then you add her on there, where it's great as if a rookie has to come in and she doesn't have to feel the pressure of the whole team. And so Paige will be able to do what she loves to do, which is pass the ball. We've seen Coach Auriemma yell at her a lot this season that he wants her to shoot more. So she'll be able to do what she loves to do, which is set other people up. And of course, she'll get hers as well.
Right. She is going to be a fantastic addition to this Dallas Wings franchise. And you brought up Arike Ogunbowale, right? How do you think they're going to work so well together? Because we know, as you said, Paige loves to pass the ball. And Arike, you know, she can win with the best of them in terms of just being able to create her own shot, but also moving without the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Arike, you don't need a play for Arike. Like, Arike is the play. James Harden said he's the system. Arike is the play. And so when you understand that, Arike is probably going to be the beneficiary of more open shots than she's ever had. I think that Paige is going to demand a certain level of attention as well. And so Arike, while she's one of the best at it when it comes to isolation points not assisted on, she's one of the best to ever do it. Now imagine that she gets easy shots, easy bunnies. Look what she did when she had to do a lot of the damage on her own. And so now to have somebody to set her up to give her easy baskets, it's a nucleus for success.
100%. Can't wait to see it. Now, last season, Renee, the Wings finished 9-31, partly because of so many injuries that they had, also maybe the roster construction. You brought up Dejanay Carrington and Nalissa Smith, those new pieces. What are your expectations for the Dallas Wings this season?
Man, it's tough because there's so many teams that are going to be different this year. And so I want to see how it all plays out. They have talent, and you know that you need talent to win in any pro league. You can't do it without it. So they have the first step where it's talent. How do they mesh together? How do they build the chemistry? What roles do people play? What matchups, what lineups? All of those things are decided by the coach and by the staff. And so I can't wait to see how that comes about. The same way kind of with our team with the Dream. We're in the same situation where we have a new coach. We have returning all-stars in Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray. but then we added on pieces like Griner, we added on Brianna Jones, we added Shatori Walker, not to mention the other players that we're getting back as well. So I'm sure people are thinking the same as us. And how do we put it together? How do we make it work? That's where Dallas is going to be, but that's also where pretty much a lot of the whole league is going to be. So I'm excited to see how everything plays out.
You know, I had a feeling, Renee, you were going to bring up your team as you're a part owner of the Dream. Had to get that in there. I love it. I love it so much. We appreciate the time as always. Can't wait to see how the Wings are going to do and also your Atlanta Dream. A lot of momentum for this franchise.
Okay, I see what you did there. I like that, Chris.
You know it. All day.
I like it. Thank y'all for having me.
Of course. And here's a look at the odds to win the 2025 WNBA Championship. The Liberty, the defending champs, are favored at plus 230. Then you have the Aces, followed by the Fever with the same odds. The Lynx, not far behind. They were the runner-up. So close to getting that championship against the Liberty, plus 360. And then the odds get much larger for the rest of the teams. The new expansion team, the Valkyries, Golden State, yeah, their odds are very, very large, but it's going to be fun to see what they cook up in this season.